How's it going, YouTube? Welcome once again to another instant analysis. Day late, but for the new FES cards that were announced last night. So the thing with this FES banner that makes it kind of special is that, well, today, for me, the 25th, and tomorrow, the 26th, once per day, you will be able to do one free 10 pull to commemorate the Niji 4th Live, Love the Life We Live. So when this video goes up, you know, let it be a reminder, don't forget to do your 10 pulls. But you guys aren't here for me to talk about that. We are here to talk about the cards. First, let's start here. Aoi Kanaria Shioriko. Aoi Kanaria Shioriko. Active attribute guard type card. 5681, 8524, 6089 are her stats. Decent heal. It's a 32% heal. Not bad. For an SR, this is not bad at all. Stam same year. And my immediate thought when I first saw this live show active was, oh great, like another DR card that you can use for, you know, challenge songs or whatever as a backliner. She only reduces 8% of the incoming damage for the next 5 notes, and it only activates twice. Which means that the live show active is kind of insignificant. There are a lot better cards that can block much more damage. Her main thing is going to be just a basic stamina heal, and like most other SR cards at this point of the game, if you've been playing for a while, SRs are basically just costume filler, and that's it, unfortunately. Costume looks pretty nice though. Then we have My Tonight Yo, who is the other SR Smile attribute, SK type. I wonder where I've seen this before. 6592, 5562, and 8445 for her tech. So she does have crit profile. Heals 29% of her own technique. So if you wanted like the ultimate like budget second FES yo, it's My Tonight Yo. However, like, this is significantly worse than second FES yo, because the passive is much worse. It's only a self technique increase by 7%. Then you have this. Gain 3% of her own technique as voltage every time you switch. Yeah, no. I mean, this would have been nice for that, you know, SK Dreamline Parade Tower we just had, but, you know, again, outside of costume completion, not great. Not great at all. But, I mean, we're here for the URs, right? We're here for the URs, and the first one, the face of the banner, Nostalgic Scene Shizuku. A natural attribute SP type card, 13,799, 6732, and 13,126. This is important, okay? Because, and we'll get into this just a little bit later after we talk about her skills. She is an SP filler, 9% gauge fill. Standard 33% activation. That's okay. 5%, 5.2% same attribute appeal buffing. That's fine. Live show active is an SP gauge bomb. So she adds 33% of her own appeal to the next SP gauge. Here is why these stats over here matter. Okay? At this point in time, there are now six natural attribute SP gauge fillers. Okay? That have over 9,000 appeal, natural attribute SP type gauge fillers. 4 of them are FES cards. First FES Emma, second FES Ruby, second FES Daya, Party Arena, and now Shizuku. Here is the problem with this card's stats, at least to kind of a lot of what the JP players have been talking about. If you notice here, her appeal is her highest stat, meaning she doesn't have a crit profile. She and Valentine's Day Honoka are the 2 natural attribute SP type fillers that do not have a crit profile. All the other ones we mentioned, first FES Emma, second FES Ruby, second FES Daya, and Party Arena, all have a crit profile. And so what does this mean? Well, if you're thinking about using Shizuku for, let's say, Love You My Friends challenge or something, that may work out okay. But a lot of times what you'll see when you're building teams is that, especially for Advanced Plus, you'll see a lot of people use 1 brooch and 2 bangles. And bangles increase the power of your crits. But the Shizuku doesn't crit that much. At max limit break, her base crit percentage is 39.37% according to Kirara. Versus first FES Emma, 57.59%. Second FES Ruby, 58.75%. Second FES Daya, 60.74%. And Party Arena, 55.39%. So you can make an argument that each one of those other limited natural attribute SP type fillers is better than Shizuku. And the other part of it is, this live show active is not great. Especially if you're in the situation where you're starting to use fillers more and more for your voltage rankings and things of the like. A lot of times you're not going to need an SP Gauge Bomb. That's why the SP Gauge Bomb cards, like your First Fest Cadins, your Party Madus, and cards of that kind of ilk don't really see much play. Is because a lot of times, if you're doing a lot of these cycling strats, you're going to be popping your gauge for full anyway. So, having this live show active doesn't help you to generate more gauges, which is a severe downside of the card. Now, might it see use? Yeah, maybe. It is a filler. But again, we have 4 other natural attribute fillers that I would rather have over this card. As far as an objective grade goes, it's a filler, so it's like, for non-meta players, she's gonna be like a 8 out of 10. Appeal is very good, so even if you're not worried about the crit profile thing, she will still score well. Out of all of the cards that I mentioned, she does have the highest base appeal, beating out Ruby by about 500 points. But in the long run, her not having a profile will mean that she'll end up scoring less than second FES Ruby, than second FES Dio. So as far as meta purposes go, she's actually not going to be used all that often. So I hate to say this, but this is actually a filler that's like a 6 out of 10 if you're a meta player, and it's easily skippable. Easily skippable. Then, oh boy, gonna get me in trouble. Third FES Ellie, a pure attribute guard type. I wonder where we've seen this one before. 8883 base appeal, 15,374 base stam, 9907 base tech. We'll talk about these stats in just a little bit. Tap active, the standard kind of FES guard type stamina healer. 40% stamina heal based off of her own stamina. Same strat, stamina buffing passive. Then this LSA is really weird. It's great for like... It's basically great for Jingle Bell Tomadanai Challenge. And that's it. Restore 30% of her own stamina the first 2 times you switch strategies. Again, the LSA, not great. But the thing I want to talk about with Ellie's stats. Of the guard type cards in every attribute, this Ellie card has the highest base stamina out of any card in the game. Ellie clocks in again at 15,374. Second FES Kanon has 15,100. Then, funnily enough, the card with the third highest stamina in the game isn't even a FES card. It's Halloween Rico, who has 14,916. Followed by another card that isn't a FES card, which is the Eye from this Cat Cafe event. She has 14,810 stamina. Then behind her, you have First FES Maki at 14,790. You have 3 FES cards that all have 14,688, which is First FES Ruby, First FES Shizuku, and Second FES Pana. Then the card with the lowest stam stat would be First FES Rena. And I basically did a search for all cards with over 14,500 stamina, okay? And Rena's the lowest. Here's another big thing about this card. You may be looking at the appeal stat and like 88, 83. That's actually kind of bad, right? Well, of the cards that I just listed, Ellie has by far and away the highest stat of all the limited cards. Now, I will say though, she actually has a lower base appeal than both the Eye from this Cat Cafe event and Halloween Rico. Both of those cards are pushing closer to 10,000 base appeal. But where Ellie makes that up is in her tech stat. None of the guard cards that I had listed before, with the exception of Second FES Pana, come even close to sniffing 10k base technique. Second FES Pana has 9792. Behind that is First FES Shizuku at 9180. So, all things considered, this Ellie is gonna be really good for what she does. And she's not gonna be a huge drop-off when it comes to... It's not gonna be a big drop-off when it comes to, base appeal. And your tap scores. But yeah, as much as I love Ellie and I love the card, it's not the greatest. You can easily skip this banner. Meta players are not gonna worry about this card, and even for those of you not concerned with it, with the meta, unless you're an Ellie Oshi, I would skip this. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope to be back later with another first FES analysis. Instant analysis. Until next time, everyone. Take it easy. Have a great time. Bye!